Might as well have been me on that trolley. God knows I wish it was. Can't pick out a pair of socks in the morning without Stella. I'll be finished.
I should be fine. I should be fine. Old boots have got nothing on me, Mum.
Don't let her hear you say that.
If anything happens...
Hey, it's a big if. The doctor...
Doesn't know. It was written all over her face. This is all my fault. She hadn't have been standing there.
Love, stop. She was hit by an out-of-control car. You are not responsible for this. You weren't behind the wheel, OK?
Well, I couldn't feel any worse if I was.
Mr. Monroe?
What's the score, Doc? How's she doing?
The CT of her brain was clear, but the abdominal scan revealed a rupture of the spleen. That's the source of the bleeding.
Oh, will she be OK?
We found the bleed quickly. That's in her favour. Hopefully we can stop further blood loss, though we may have to remove her spleen.
And what would that mean for her?
Going forward, it'd compromise her ability to fight off certain infections. But our priority has to be halting that bleed as soon as possible.
Well, you let us know as soon as there's any news.
Of course.
At least they know what they're dealing with now, I suppose.
You?
Yeah, I wanted to see if there was anything I could do.
Oh, you've done more than enough for one night, mate. More than enough.
Right.
She's in surgery, Frank, but the doctor was fairly hopeful, so...
That's good. That's good. You've got to believe me, she just stepped out of nowhere.
Nowhere? She was stood outside the bookies on a well-lit street. She didn't crawl out of a flaming black hole.
All right, you know, mate, don't you dare try and blame Stella for this.
I'm not. I'm simply trying to explain what happened.
Why didn't you break?
I did, but...
But what?
It was too late. We were going to...
Too fast. Is that what you're going to say? Too fast?
I swear to you, there is nothing I could have done.
No, what's something I can do?
No, Carl. Stop. Now is not the time or the place. Carl, no. I think you need to go, Frank.
OK, look, I'm truly sorry.
All right.
He had no right showing his face in here.
Well, his timing could have been better, but... Well, from what I know of him, he's a decent enough bloke. He's bound to feel bad.
If you're looking for Frank Foster, mate, he just left.
No, it's Mr. Barlow I need to talk to. PC Underwood, we spoke briefly at the crash site.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you said you were first on the scene.
I was, yeah, but I didn't see what happened. I only heard the impact from inside the flat, and then I came running down.
Okay, and what did you find?
Frank was checking on Stella, and he told me to go and call an ambulance. Plus, I didn't want my wife seeing her mum like that, so I wanted to, prepare her first.
Yeah, so Mrs. Price was outside your flat when she was struck?
Yeah, she was ringing the doorbell. I mean, it was only for a minute or two.
A minute or two? Why the hell didn't you answer?
Mr. Barlow?
We'd had a bus stop.
What?
Look, does this really matter?
Well, we need to build up as full a picture as we can. Mrs. Price's state of mind might be important.
She was upset. I assumed she'd come to talk things over.
And you didn't want to? So you just left her stood there on the street? This is your fault?
Oh, and you're blameless, I suppose. If you hadn't been laying down the poison down at the bistro, none of this would have happened.
That is enough. The last thing Stella needs is you two hacking lumps out of each other. Officer, there's only one person to blame for this. Frank Foster. So write that down in your notebook, mates. It's all you need to know.
I can't stand this. All this hanging around waiting.
Oh, nip into theatre, shall I? Tell him to get a shift on.
No, thanks. Not after what you've done. I don't want you anywhere near my mother.
We'll give over, the pair of you. Listen, P, I was wondering, you were able to get into your flat tonight?
No, not according to the fire crew. Got to wait for an inspector to come round, give it the once-over, make sure it's structurally sound.
So have you got anywhere to kip?
Oh, yeah, we'll just kip at my dad's.
Will there be room? Because if you're stuck for a bed, you can always stay at our place.
No way. I don't want her staying at our house.
I don't care what you want, Eva. It's what Stella would want that matters.
Thanks, Carl. We'll manage. Size at Ken and Deirdre's anyway, so...
The offer's there anyway. If you want to get back to your lad, I'll phone you if there's any news.
No. Thanks, Carl, but we'll wait it out, eh?
George.
How is she?
Out of theatre. We've managed to stop the bleeding and save the spleen.
Oh, thank you, Doctor. Thank you so much. I knew it. She's a fighter, Estella, isn't she? When can we see her?
She's been moved into intensive care. But I'm afraid there may be an additional complication.
I don't understand. You said if you could stop the bleeding, she'd be all right.
I said she'd be out of immediate danger. Your mum should have come round from the anaesthetic by now. She hasn't.
She will.
Because of the urgency of the situation, Mrs. Price had to go straight into surgery while still unconscious. That means it's impossible to predict how easily she'll emerge from anaesthetic, especially as she suffered head trauma.
Well, what are you trying to say, then? She might never wake up.
I'm afraid that's a possibility. Yes. What's happening? We extubated her, but she wasn't able to breathe without assistance. We've placed her back on life support.
What, so you mean she's in a coma?
Oh, there must be someone else you can do it.
Well, we'll try removing the tube again tomorrow, and at intervals afterwards. I must stress, she could come round at any point. If she does, we'll then have to assess brain function.
But you did a scan, you said it was clear.
In a situation like this, that doesn't entirely preclude neurological damage.
Oh, I can't believe what I'm hearing here. Well, if we're lucky, she might wake up, and even if she does, she could be brain damaged.
Or not. I wish I could offer you something more concrete. I'm sorry. All we can do is wait and hope.